Hi there. Today I'm going to be talking about some old and new stuff, old and new review. I've already talked about this guy, this balance game thing. Um, that's the art on the front. This was from Kawada. Let's see. There's a date on here. It's got to be around 1992. Just says copyright Nintendo. You can see it's just a balance game where Bowser sits on the top. A lot of times you'll see this figure and this Mario figure separately. This is the set it's from. And then if you see all these other unpainted figures, they're not Keshi. They're actually hard plastic figures. And the... Woohoo! Just took it all apart. Trying to get it out of the box. There's a castle deal. And the figures that are in here, I actually took out. So I thought maybe I had them in both places. Here's the Mario figure. Yeah, totally have two of them. That's funny. The Bowser's up there though. I don't have another Bowser. So I think it is. Yeah. These are the red pieces. So you just get a tower and you put Mario and friends on there, and then you roll the dice. They're included, and try to keep Mario on, and you go from all the different colors. So you have white and green and red and blue, and as you ascend the tower and use the die, you can go up to those different spots, but you also have to place other things, and it's a whole balance game thing. So there are multiple versions of this. Super Mario. So there's a new Super Mario Brothers version of this as well. Came out by Epoch in 2006, and I think Kawada and Epoch are essentially the same thing, but don't quote me on that. This one has clear figures. You'll see these separately a lot too. There's not a really great shot of it, but here's all the figures that it comes with. It comes with a red, a blue, a yellow, and a green version of Mario, Peach, Koopa Troopa, Goomba, Bowser Jr., and Bowser. And it's the same kind of deal. You get a die and you roll it. This die has different ones. It has like mushroom and fire flower and stuff. And you try to climb the tower and get to the top. And in this one, there's like a launching type deal. I'm not really sure what that's all about, because you launch... Yeah, you launch the figures on there. So I wonder if that's part of the game too. With the balance, you have to try to launch it up there. I can't imagine too many things would land on there at all. You know, all the figures are nicely stacked on here, but I don't think that would ever happen. Anyway, those are the two older versions. Probably like 1991 or 92, 2006. I said, I think. 2007, well, 2006 Nintendo licensed, 2007 Epoch. Oh, look at that. So Kawada is actually on there. You see that right there. So Kawada and Epoch, so maybe they merged or something. So there's a Kawada product before. I don't see any Epoch business on here. It's a pretty unmistakable little green box. Okay, fast forward to, what's the date on this thing? I love to know the dates on these things. I know other people do too, just to place it in a timeline, but this just says copyright Nintendo. Anyway, this is the newest balance game, and it has a bunch of really nicely painted figures, which is new. As we saw before, they were mostly unpainted. The one had Bowser and Mario painted, but I don't see a date on here. I see copyright Nintendo, copyright Epoch, and a bunch of instructions in Japanese, but I don't see a date. I see a telephone number. Anyway, the real big deal with this set is the link system. That's what this is right here. Okay? And what the link system does is allows you to take the figures from this game and put them in another game. So there's, let's see, I have 3. I think there's at least 4. I don't have the coin game because I have a lot of those coin games. They take up a lot of space and they're not exactly super interesting. But here's what it says when this came out. It has the coin game, and then it has the air hockey game and the board game. And those are the 3 that it had when it came out. This one even has a better castle tower. It's a really nice set. And it has like a Magic Koopa and a Hammer Brother, which is pretty rare to see in general, figure-wise. The figures are a little bit off. You can see the Mario there is a little looking into space, but that's just the way he's painted. Toad's great. There's a Boo. So the story with this is you take the figures, put them in another game. Well, what are the other games? Well, let's take a look at the ones I have. So there's this board game that has to do with collecting gold coins. You can see the stack of coins. They actually give you a ton of gold coins there. And there's a custom Mario figure on a pole. And the flag looks like it goes up his butt. That's a rough day. Yeah, it does. You can see right there. And he connects to like a flagpole that he changes from Bowser to Mario. And there's a whole shooter thing, and it's like, it's a standard board game. And I imagine that you collect the coins, and whoever has the most coins or something. There's also this element where you have Mario land on a little thing that shoots him forward like a Koopa shell and hits enemies. Here's a better look at it. So that must be a special aspect of the game to get coins. There's coins everywhere. I'm surprised it's not New Super Mario Bros. 2, but it's not. It's no, there's not a date on this one either, is there? I think they started these in 2017, 2018. Somewhere around there. But there's a date somewhere inside this box, but it's okay. Anyway, right up here, you can see that the link system's involved. And really, you just need to look for this logo somewhere on the box. And it'll tell you you can use the link system. So you have a bunch of like cardboard figures on stands. Well, it says replace those with the cool figures you bought earlier. And it's even better. Now, they are the same characters. So you're not gaining any different characters, but it's cooler to have the figures, I always thought, than a cardboard stand-up. But it's neat that it gives you what you need to play. You don't have to buy the link system to be able to play the game, but you can enhance your game with the link system. That I thought was cool. Yeah. Wonder what that's all about. There's a Roy and a Windy and an Iggy and a Morton. All the Koopalings are on the box. Lemmy and Ludwig. They're all there. Wonder what that's all about. Maybe they're different. Oh, they're different like stages. Oh, that's cool. It folds out and then Bowser's up here in his castle and Peach is there and you get to rescue Peach. So it's just like the game. There's an underwater level and a grasslands level and an underground level and an air level. And then Bowser's castle, and it all kind of folds out. It's a huge game. I imagine it'd take quite a while to get through all the aspects of it. Let's see. This one's next. This I love air hockey. That's just something that I like in general. I have 1, 2, 3 different air hockeys. I think there's a 4th as well. I might have that one, I just didn't find it. I wasn't going to show these anyway, but I was just going to show this one because it has the link system, because we were talking about the link system. But you're asking, why would you need a link system for an air hockey table? Well, the answer is right down here. There's special mini games that this thing built into, so you can just play air hockey, because it is a motorized air hockey table, so it actually produces air. So here's the goal, and you put the little cross section on, and here's all your little pegs and things. So you have Mario and Luigi and the Hammer Brother and Goomba, Boo and a Magic Koopa, and then you have items with you have I think these are pucks. So they're different pucks you can play with, a red shell or a green shell or a star, Buzzy Beetle, which is interesting. So those are the different ways you can play. And then you have multiples of, it says it's 4-player, because they give you, I think they're called hammers. They give you 4 different hammers, 2 red, 2 green, and there's smaller red and green ones for 4-player action, which is interesting. So there's 2 different sizes for, I don't know, 2 different players' hands or something. This would make it really interesting, these different pucks, because the Koopa shells are the standard circle, and then you have like a triangle kind of deal with the Buzzy Beetle and then the star. That'd be really weird to play. It'd be a lot of different angles and stuff. It'd really mess things up. And then the 4th way you can play, so it's showing you all the ways you can play. You can play without the bar, and there's special deals going on here. And you can play with all the different pucks, and then you can play a mini game where you're trying to target different enemies. So you take all these different enemies that it comes with, and then the link system says you can add your figures and try to pick those. Now, why would I ever do that? Why would I ruin those figures? I don't like this one for that reason. They have the link system where you can attack the figures and chip their paint, but I'd much rather use these guys anyway, because they're just better targets to knock over and whatever. But that's just me. I'm sure some kid in Japan got the link system and was swatting at all the enemies' figures. So that is a really cool set. I really like this one. It's called Attack because of that Strike air hockey game on the back with all the extra mini games and stuff. So there's a regular version that I have. I'm looking at it off camera over here. And then there's a W set. I'm not sure if I have that somewhere and it's not on display in here, because it's basically the same. It's really close to this one and the other one. And it just says W on it. And I think it has, it's just a different deal. Because the first one that came out, the board looks exactly the same as this. It just doesn't have, oh, that's interesting. I can see it off camera, sorry. It has the circle puck, which is a coin, a triangle, which is a mushroom, and a square, which is the star. So this has different, arguably cooler pucks, because the star puck would be really cool. But, and it has 4-player versus, but it doesn't have all the other mini games. So they kept enhancing it. And I think, so there's that one that's first, and then there's the W one that has like the exact same logo, but it has a W here, and I'm not sure what that W stands for. And then this one's the Attack one. That converts with the link system. Now, so those were the games that came out. As I said, I didn't get the coin version because I already had one similar to that. And I really don't know where the figures go into that, because it's the same size deal that I have before, and I don't see a lot of plays. I think it's one of those coin push games, if you've ever been to an arcade, and the coins, push down and then you win coins at the bottom, and then the figures just kind of stand along the coins and you push them, and they have like the same cardboard cutout people that you can play with, but if you have the link system you can add the actual figures onto it. So this one came out a year after all the other ones, so I think this one was closer to 2018 or 2019. And it's this giant Piranha Plant game. Now the interesting part is it has the link system, but it still comes with these figures, and they're the same. Oh, they're not the same. Okay, so you can see, let me hold them up here. I thought they were the same. So Mario has his arms up on the Piranha Plant version, and Luigi looks a little bit different. Peach has her hands up. Toad looks like he's moving a little bit, and his hands are kind of out, whereas he's up in the other one. So they are different figures, and then they have the giant Piranha Plant head here, and it's another board game you can just add with the Link system characters to play as different characters in the board game, because it only comes with 4 figures. So to enhance it, you just, if you want to play as Hammer Brother, you can play as Hammer Brother, and the game is unaffected by which character you pick. So it's just, why not tack it on, since we're Epoch and it's the same style of board game that we're using. I haven't seen anything else come out past this. It's only been, I think this is the latest one. It's weird that the Piranha Plant only has like 8 teeth, because in the game they have like a ton of teeth and they're sharp, but they could make them sharp on the game, because I imagine something's involved here where you get snapped. Looks like you're trying to grab coins and you hit the button, and if the Piranha Plant gets you, you probably lose coins and whatever. So it's a cool little board game there. I bought this mostly for the animated Piranha Plant, because Piranha Plant's pretty great. But anyway, that is the Link system. Highly recommended just for the figures. That's why I bought it. And then I discovered that there was a whole system that you could link together. All right, well, thanks for watching.